So rookie season's back. Today we are 6 weeks out from NPC European. That will be the pro debut. So things are looking good. Checked in with Jordan today. We've took things to level 4 now. Speed number 4. So things are coming in pretty well. We just done the deload week last week, so I had a little bit of a break from filming as I have been smashing so much content. I think it almost burnt me out having a camera in my face all that time. But I feel a bit more fresh now, just taking the deload and being able to drop some fatigue from training as well, as the diet fatigue hasn't really kicked in just much yet. Today's probably the first day where I feel a little bit worse for wear, but to be honest, with preps I've had in past, for example in 2014, I don't think anything will ever come close to experiences I had back then. So everything's a breeze from now on, to be honest. And I might touch on this a little bit more in a bit. Talk about the prep experiences. Yeah, that's a good one. So I will talk about prep experiences, but what I do want to touch on now is something I actually made a post on my Instagram today about, and that's a bit of a mix with what I have right now with people that have excellent knowledge when it comes to training and execution. But unfortunately, most of these people lack the ability to actually apply the intensity correctly. As there is a lot of guys out there right now that put a lot more emphasis into learning the movement patterns, which is great. Like, you need to be perfect with it, but that also comes with intensity. If you cannot apply a mixture of both, then unfortunately one or the other will never be enough. So just being able to train hard like a beast will not be enough. But then again, on the same side of the coin, on the flip side of the coin, being able to train with perfect execution and stopping when you're 5 reps away from failure will never ever yield the same results as training with a mixture and a fine balance of both, which to me, you always should strive for perfect execution, but the intensity factor should always be there. And I feel like training is very much a skill, and it takes years and years of obviously practice to be able to have that balance and really take it there. Whereas I feel like right now there is a lot of people with relatively low experience preaching a lot of things that they haven't really gone into depth with and done in the trenches. And for me personally, you have to earn that right to be able to preach. Like, I'm a coach, yes, I do okay. Like, I've got a very good base of clients, but I still pretty much consider myself a beginner when it comes to people that I learn from and people I look up to, which I will actually planning trips out to America next year, and I will be having a couple of these guys over at the gym to run a seminar. Basically I will host them for a week, and I will get all the content from that for you guys on YouTube as well. So that's plans for next year, to kind of improve my knowledge and improve my skill and upskill again. So I will be reinvesting a lot to learn from the best in the industry, and I definitely feel like that's the only way if you want to level up. If you want to be a master at something, you have to put all your eggs in one basket. You have to just focus on that, and if you really want to be there, you have to learn from the very best. And I don't mean just from one, as obviously everyone knows that I work with Jordan, and I could never probably work with anyone else, but I feel like if I can learn from each of these guys, pick out all the best bits and apply that for myself and my clients, I feel like I'm in for something. So that will be the plans post-show. So I have been speaking to the guys and it will get sorted. So I'm not going to relay anything just yet, but I'm giving you a bit of a taste for it. So get excited, guys. Now, pre-workout, we have our normal ritual next to big Joey B. Joey B, say hello.
We're saying peeps, feel good.
Yeah. So just waiting for Asia to come down. Pre-workout meal going down in shortly, so I will show you that, and then we'll have the coffee, and I might even have prepared today. As again, it is a big session. I'm very flat, so I feel like I need a bit of an extra boost today. So we'll have a little bit of an extra caffeinated day. So prepare some fireworks.
Everywhere.
So,
You'll have
everything's nearly done.
Lurpers.
Trained by JP Nutrition. Prepare is down. We're almost ready to go. Location unknown. Starbucks. No discounts. So we are training at Normanton today, as it is the incline prime chest press, and the setup of the session has changed slightly. We are taking away, I think, a couple of working sets, but we are still going back in at normal volume. So the total working volume for the session will be around 14 working sets. 14? 15? Something like that.
Yeah,
we don't count arms as working sets, by the way, so it's probably what? Without counting arms, it's like 10? 10, yeah, so 10 working sets. Like, that's the conversation we had with Jordan, really. You only count the working sets that actually do something. As like an arm day. If you put an arm day in, that's a rest day. So, get that right. But, we're almost ready to go. Meg has obviously copied me with the Ultraflex hoodie.
I get your clothes out, don't I? So matching.
Copied me. So let's go. Gym time. So, push session in. Today we've got myself, AJ and Cam. It's one of my favourite sessions, to be honest. As we're still making progress on the movements that we've got set out. So the setups has changed slightly. We have added a high incline press on the Smith and took away one of the presses as well. So the volume is pretty accurate now, so it's time to get it.
Mine.
25.
Fucking great rep, well done.
Is there any more 25s on that or what?
I don't mind you squatting at all, but in my head, when I see you walk over, I'm thinking, yeah, I know, but I'm thinking, I'm thinking like, I'm looking like it's slow. So just, if you're gonna squat, just stay here the whole time, because as soon as you come over, I'm like, oh, they're getting slow. You get what I mean? My head.
Game ball. Game time. On the third set, we change the strength profile to load a little bit more on top, so overload a little bit at the stretch, which again, the feeling you get from this when it's a little bit heavy in the stretch, as long as you can take it there safely, is unbelievable. As again, as you come out of the hole, it gets a little bit lighter, so you get hard contraction. Then again, while we're fresh, this is still doable. If this was like a last exercise, we would load the strength profile totally the other way around. So, if you have this piece at your disposal, try it out this way. It feels amazing.
Good, and again. Come on. Yes.
stop. One more, you're under with me. Drive it. Up. All day, yeah, my man. Right, yours now. Come on, one more. Come on.
Now we break. Fucking hard.
Hey, let's go. Take the stretch. Strong. Yes. Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Good, come on. Take a little rest. Yeah. Pretty sure this is like almost weighing more than me now. I really wouldn't go to Gilatevia, mate.
So,
I think we'll get like 4 or 5.
fucking wait for it. The first kicked in. What'd you get?
7.
Better get fucking 8.
Well, you should do this then.
Yeah. No, that's your turn. I'm doing this.
His decision making is just unreal. Like.
I was taking the
told him.
I was winding you up, you silly bastard. I wasn't being serious when I said I'm going to do an extra 10.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Half rep up. So, first day in prep, where I actually feel like I'm dying. So, it's good. The past week, the changes have been big, so you have to suffer a little bit in order to get the big changes. And let's face it, whole prep, it's been a breeze. So, I'm embracing days like this, to be honest. They come at a good time and they make you feel like you're alive, make you feel like you're dieting, so kind of glad, like it. Hard squeeze. Flex it at the top. Again. Flex it. Yeah, more. Now let's go. Oh yeah, come on. Stay with it. Compose yourself, come on. Stay with it. Oh. What was that? Yeah. Especially after that.
There's no stress on your elbows either.
Easy.
Yeah.
Straight bar, mate.
Shags your elbow. Yeah.
Anything straight bar is fuck. Yeah. Same, do you know when you're gripping, you're pressing, your hands are too close. So as you're pressing, you want to move like this.
You move well.
Yeah. You've got the same on the prime. It was a little bit too close. So as you're coming down, it's to be here.
Right hand
yes.
Instead of.
Yeah. That's why you're getting problems here. So as after that, my arm's still twice as big. So, post workout meal. Got 140 grams of JP made for served cream of rice, which is excellent, and 75 grams of chocolate whey. So that goes down really easy now. The post workout meals before have been huge, so kept me almost full, but now this is down really, really easy. So just come back to the gym, Rotherham. I'll eat this, probably do a bit of posing, see to a couple of clients, and then go home and crack on rest of client work. Right, so as I was going to say, the next episode I will touch on nutrition and the mistakes I've made in past from a nutrition standpoint. But today, what I do want to talk to you about is prep. So again, I've reached a point 6 weeks out where I have had a tougher day and a day where I definitely felt like I'm dying today. As you could probably tell while I was training, the oomph just wasn't there when I normally can really take it there. Today it just wasn't. That's just down to, again, diet fatigue now, as I have run flat now for 8 days without a real refeed, so I will be coming up to a time of needing one probably pretty soon, to be honest. I'll probably see out one of a day tomorrow, and then probably eat day before legs and on the leg day, back to back 2 days, which will kind of bring me around to where I need to be. So personally, I have gone through some horrendous preps before, especially in my early days, my younger days. One of the worst ones I ever did was in 2014, and if any of you follow me on Instagram, there's actually a picture of the state I was in when I started, and I pretty much look like a fat kid that trains a little bit. And that year in 2014, I actually managed to diet down, win the Junior NABA North East and the Junior British Finals as well, which is one of the most prestigious junior titles you can win in England. And then 2015, I then moved on to win the Universe as well in the junior class. But anyways, so in terms of preps, because of the poor advice I have had, and never really understanding the importance of recovery and managing fatigue and understanding energy balance as much as I do now, the preps was horrendous. And I have got a mentality where I always think more is better. So the worse I felt, the more I did. And in cases where you are in a diet phase, you are in prep, the volume should actually lower as you do go deeper into the prep, as you just not having the recovery capability to be able to recover from the sessions that you do. And obviously intensity still has to stay there. And the only way you can sustain that kind of intensity is through lowering volume and being more precise with it, and that way you can still progress and still almost grow into the show if you do manage the volume right, which is something that last couple of preps and this year's prep, myself and Jordan have absolutely nailed. And in past, the biggest issue was the worse I felt, the more I did, and it actually made me look worse. It even got to a point where, like, some days I was struggling to stand on my feet. And 2014, I started in a terrible position where I was dead fat, and I only had 16 weeks to get ready for the show. So I was, at the time, I was PTing in daytime, I was coaching, PTing, and I was working the doors as well in the evening. So I was working doors 5 times a week, which again, sleep wasn't the best. And in order for me to get in shape, pretty much from 10 weeks out, I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour either before work or when I go back in from work at 3 in the morning. And then I was doing intervals post-workout for quite some time as well. And training on top, and training clients on top. So as you can imagine, it was rough. And the only thing I pretty much ate was cod and greens, 2 carb meals, I think 200 grams of potato pre, 200 grams of potato post, and salmon in the morning. And so it was 6 cod meals and 1 salmon meal and 4 grams of potato total for like the last 10 weeks. And I remember the advice I got off certain individuals was just awful, and it pretty much ran me into the ground. But again, learning from my mistakes, and I'm sharing this with you all now, that in prep, whether you are male or female, you do not have to suffer to the point where you are hating the process. Don't get me wrong, I've got a mentality where I will do whatever it takes, and that can be something that can work against you, and it has done for me in past, because I was willing to do whatever it takes. And I know a lot of people, especially the women in the industry, are of the same mentality, and I definitely feel like that is something where coaches that do not understand energy balance and give out poor advice and not really allow the clients to have a real off season where they can really get fresh and push things to a point where it will make the prep easy, as I know it can do, because I've done it with so many people now. I've done it with hundreds of people now, where it can be done in a way where you do not have to kill yourself or suffer. And I am the prime example of that. The last 2 preps, I hardly felt like I prepped. Like today I've had a hard day, but I'm embracing it, because this hard day today is literally nothing compared to the preps I've been in past, and this is the reason why really I have very little sympathy for some people when they say they are struggling, especially very early on in prep or during a mini cut, because if you want it bad enough, you will not struggle. Like, if you want something and you love what you do, like, you will do whatever it takes, but that can be something that will work against you. So if you are getting poor advice like I did myself, and you are doing silly amounts of cardio, and you are eating next to no food, please stop whatever you are doing now, because that can have terrible effects on your health. And I know with many people it has actually resulted in them quitting bodybuilding because of the aftermath of doing a prep like this. So if your coach is telling you that you have to do 2 hours of cardio and eat 800 calories a day or 1,000 calories a day, or even more for some men, I've had people known to be doing an hours of cardio and then eating 2,000 calories. For guys that like 90 kilo plus, like, if you feel horrendous at 10 weeks out, 12 weeks out, and your calories are already low and your cardio is high, something has gone wrong. Like, you have no business doing a prep when you were in that position. So I could go on for this. I could go on covering this in detail for hours, but I'm trying to do like a shorter version for you all, so I don't lose you and you kind of stay with it. But the one thing that I'm trying to show and express here is that you don't have to kill yourself in prep, as I have done it many times, especially when I was younger. Like, and I know that there are ways now that you do not, like, you don't have to go through hell in order to get in shape. Don't get me wrong, you will suffer in a different way. Like, it will get hard, you will get extremely hungry, you will get tired, yes, but you should never ever feel like it is something that is killing you and still persevere. Like, you should never feel like you hate it. You should never feel like you are dreading the next day of that prep. Like, that is not how a prep should be done, and I fear so many people are going through that right now. And that is the biggest problem of our industry, that so many people are competing right now and wanting to compete, and there's so many coaches out there that give out absolute dog shit advice and literally do whatever it takes to get someone to the stage just to say X amount of clients have competed for them. It's a joke. Like, if you are a coach, pride yourself in what you do and pride yourself to have your client's best interest at heart. And that is not just a placing and getting to the stage. That is for them to stay healthy, enjoy the sport, and have a good experience most of all. Like, that is what I pride myself on. I never claim to be the best, or I can never claim to be someone I'm not. But I put a lot of care into people I work with, and I put a lot of care into what I do. Like, I love the sport. I live and breathe it every day. Like, and I have done since the age of 16 when I first did my show. So now I will share everything I can with you guys, so none of you have the experiences that I have had in past. And I'm not willing to have this sport be painted with such a bad brush by many people through having to deal with certain individuals that shouldn't be doing what they're doing and giving out such poor practice with certain people. So I will wrap this up here because I could go on forever with this. But yeah, again, thank you for tuning in, guys. Like I said, part of the rookie season series, I will cover more on the mistakes I have done in past and what to kind of look out for and what not to do for you not to have a bad experience. And like I said, if there's anything specific that you need to know or anything that you need me to go through in more in depth, please drop me a message and obviously we can talk. And if you feel like you may be the person that's having that bad experience, please feel free to message me and I will help you out any way I can and give you my honest opinion as to whether you are lined up for a bad experience or not. As believe me, I know, because I've been there many of times. I've been there where I stood at work and I could barely stand on my feet. My nose were bleeding, my eyes were bloodshot, like I could literally barely stand. And trust me, it's not nice knowing that you have 2 hours of cardio to do, a full training session, a full day of PTing, and a full day of working doors at night. But again, I'm not going to bore you to death with that. I don't expect no sympathy. But yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So thank you guys, and thank you for staying tuned in. Another rookie season done, out.